All right, all right, all right. We are live, the official 5th episode of the podcast. We have Sean Richard on the show today. Sean, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's such an honor. Sean is such a lively character. Honestly, I think he's going to make a lot of funny moments. He's just very animated. I really enjoy his energy. I think you guys will too. Now, Sean is actually quite inspirational too. Sean, how old are you by any chance? Just
21.
21 years old.
And you know, it's funny. I get that a lot. So when I'm out in the field of work, everyone's like, oh, how old are you? How old are you? You look 16. I'm like, no, I'm 21. So I look young, but I'm 21.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I've been cursed with a baby face. People have been telling me I got a baby face. It's okay though. It doesn't
Yeah.
have anything to do with our actual drive
Exactly.
and work ethic. You know what I mean? It's just the external appearance.
And then when we're in our 40s, everyone's going to be like, oh, wow, you look so young. And then we're like getting the compliments.
Right. But we're handsome devils. So,
Exactly. Oh,
So that's
10 out of 10.
another plus.
We're 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, baby.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So, Sean, I know a little bit about Sean's backstory a little bit, and some of you guys who are watching may also know a little bit about Sean's backstory. Now, the purpose of this show is that we want to hear about how people experience diversity and how they overcome it, just how it doesn't define who they are. And I think Sean is a great example of that. I know. Well, yeah. So I kind of want to just go and I want the viewers to know a little bit about your story, right? I want them to know a little bit about Sean. Okay. So Sean, at a young age, you want to tell the story? Would you like to tell us, or what do you want?
Yeah, I can start.
There we go.
So now, well, I'm 21, got into real estate, but my journey to get there was very different. Maybe not like the path everyone goes on. When I was younger, like I always knew, like going through school, that college, just school in general wasn't it for me. I enjoyed it, but looking in, I was like, I can't see myself just sitting in a desk. Like, I can't do that. I can't do this, and
I hear that.
it just
Definitely.
it just wasn't like something in my mind. Like even at a young age, I was like, am I gonna go to college? So like it was just fixated in my mind, and being a kid, and then that like all of that like
The
being
anxiety
young.
got you.
Yeah, well, being young and all that stuff going on, it just completely changed when my mother got sick when I was in 4th grade, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it just completely flipped my world, my family's world, because when a loved one gets sick, it's like nothing else matters. You want to make sure they're okay. And
Right.
especially when it's cancer. I'm young. I don't fully understand what cancer is, but when you hear the word cancer, you don't think it's good.
Yeah.
And she got diagnosed for breast cancer on my birthday. But
Wow.
I remember that day fully because my dad and I were heading to a Bruins game. I'm a big Bruins fan, big hockey guy.
Wow. This
And
is straight out of a movie.
yeah, and he got the call in the car, and I'm in the back, but he's not going to tell me on my birthday. Like that would be the worst.
Wow.
Yeah, so that happened, and yeah, life just changed completely. It turned into her going to treatment, surgeries, and it looked like it was turning around. Like in around like 5th-ish grade, she was cleared of cancer. Like it was like there's no more. And then only a couple months later, doctors came back. She got sick, so she went back to doctors, and they're like, yeah, like it spread to her brain. So she had to do brain surgery, and that's where she, unfortunately, like, part of her like body just went paralyzed. So she was just a completely different person after that. And seeing a loved one that like just can't be like fully there, it was
Yeah.
tough. And at 5th grade, like I still couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
Like I was still just like, what's going on?
Right. Yeah.
And during this time, family, friends, the town of Canton, where I'm from, Canton, Connecticut, everyone was just helping, from bringing over food to giving rides to soccer games, because I was playing soccer and my dad was doing something else, him having to be there for his wife, we needed rides here and there. So everyone was helping out, which was great,
Yeah.
It didn't feel like we were alone in such a crappy time, and it kind of like took away from like the pain a little bit from having so much support around us. And then it just kept getting worse with her, And in 6th grade, I remember my dad sat down, my brother and I have 2 other siblings, but he didn't sit them down. He was like, yeah, like, it's spread to her lungs. It's not curable. Like, she has X amount of time. And then I just remember I just, like, ran to him and started crying because I was like, you get told, like, your parent is going to die and there's nothing you can do about it. You only have time.
I can't even imagine.
And it's like, it was like, still, I'm like 11, 12, 13. Like, I couldn't understand. And that was the toughest part. Like, I couldn't understand how precious time was at such a young age. And looking back, I wish I did. So in that situation, we just hadn't made the best of it, spend as much time as we can with her, go visit her. But the more we visit her, the more it was like, you could tell, like, she was just in pain. And then there was a point where it was like, yeah, this is going to be the last time you visit her. And she was over at this place in Avon, so it wasn't far from us. So it's not like we're making drives to, like, Boston where some people have to be cared for. And I remember, like, it was like we knew it was, like, the last time we were going to see her. And we gave her hugs, and then we walked out. And it just, like, it felt so wrong. Like, just walking out and just, like, being like, damn, like, that might be the last time. And sure enough, like, my dad was at, like, the hospital for a few days, being around her. And then I remember the day she passed away, November 1st, 2013. I was in band class, and it was a very sunny day. And band was in the morning, and then all of a sudden it just started pouring rain for like 5 to 7 minutes. And I was like, I just felt something, like, inside me. I was like, something didn't feel right. And then later that day, I was walking home because I live close to the school, and I saw my dad's car. So I was like, I'm going to get the worst news. And then they're all sitting on the couch, and they're like, Sean, can we sit you down? And I was like, yeah. And I already knew. Like, I started crying. And he's like, yeah, your mom passed away. And it was terrible. It was the first time I saw my dad cry. I feel like father figures don't show a lot of emotion, and he's not the person to show emotion. So that was brutal. And from that day forward, it just changed my perspective of life. And I didn't learn it until, like, later on. But from now, like, then you can learn the good from it. Like, there's so much support. But then the other side's like, there's so little time you can have with a loved one. It could be tomorrow, you could lose someone. So time became very valuable to me. And growing up, I was like, time is the most important that I want. And how can I get there?
Right.
How can I create the most amount of time with my family, my loved ones?
Yes. Bro.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Crazy.
Yeah.
See, something that I gotta, like, admire about you is that even when you're, like, I'm pretty sure I would be tearing up, like, just telling the story.
Yeah.
And you're strong.
Thank you.
And I think that's not to be taken. I'm tearing up. You know what I mean?
Don't cry.
It's
Don't cry.
It's not to be taken lightly, like your level of strength that you exude.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know where that came from. I don't know if it was instilled in you. I don't know if it's just naturally how you popped out of the womb. Just a strong guy.
Right.
But I really admire the heck out of that. And I love that.
Thank you. And that's where, like, the story, like, kind of, like, turned, like, I feel like when you have someone so close to you pass away or something's going wrong, it's very easy to go down a dark path after death or what, like, any, like, thing that's just tough.
Yes, right.
And I viewed this as, like, how can I make this a better situation?
Right.
Because my mom was so strong. She was, like, our rock in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I carry on her legacy, and how can I uplift others in a way where I can make good out of a really crappy situation?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't, like, fully grasp that until, like, recent, where I was, like, just going through life. And I hit college, so fast forward to college, and I hit college, I was like, it was great. I went to University of New Hampshire, had great friends, but it just wasn't for me. And I was like, what can I do? I wasn't, like, going to just drop out because I was doing fine. It wasn't like I was not happy. And then real estate popped up on my my feed, and I was like, this is something I could be interested in. And I was just like, maybe. And I talked to a family friend about it, and she said she knew some people, and she got me in contact with Lou Raven, who's on Brook Team at EXP Realty, which is the team I'm on now.
Shout out to Brooke Team and Lou.
Shout out to Lou. Shout out to Lou. And he called me, and I remembered I was so nervous because I was like, I don't know if I actually want to do real estate. Like, why is he calling me? And then he just like called me. He was the nicest dude ever. Talked to me about real estate. Talked to me what it's like. And I was like, you know what? This is something I want to get into because I could see a life where I can give back in real estate and help others through just help, like through the journey of buying or selling a home, but also, you know, real estate's a very like network community. Like it's all networking. So I could do other things that don't even need to be real estate, but within real estate, helping out the community, doing races, donating, everything like that.
Right.
So it just seemed like the right path for me to go down, and I did it. I just took the leap. It was scary, but I viewed like this is the way to eventually create more time with family and friends. It might be a lot of work in the beginning, but I'm crossing fingers, and like when I'm 30, 40,
Yeah.
I can create that time that is valuable.
Right. Right. 100%. See, I think you've shown like quite a bit of work ethic over this period of time that you've been a realtor. A lot of people who don't know, and actually something that I just found out recently, is that you became the top producer of the month in a team that does over $200 million in sales a year, which I think is not a small feat or something to be overlooked. Right?
Thank
Like
you.
$200 million a year is
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And if
a lot of
you're talking about real estate, a lot of the times these people got to be quite professionals in order to be able to meet that standard of a top producer.
Right.
You know what I mean? These people have been doing it for years. These guys have been educating themselves for quite some time. And for you to come out, pop up, what is it, a year? How long you been a realtor?
Yeah, just about a year.
Just about a year.
Yeah.
And coming out as a top producer for a trip, like that's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
That is amazing.
It was tough, but, you know, I think if anyone puts their mind to it and just puts in the work,
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, your background, anything. If you just put in the work and believe in yourself, it can be possible. I mean, the biggest thing I come across is people look at me and they're like instantly like, can I trust you? I look young and it's going to be hard. Like people who are 40 buying $1 million house are like, why should I trust a 21-year-old with all my funds and making sure I can get from point A to point B? So I feel like if I can do it, anyone can do it. Anyone can do any career they want
Right.
at any age. And it doesn't matter your background or anything.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
I think what goes into shows it's not just about, you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You gotta put in that day-to-day action. You know what I mean? It's not like you can't know what you deserve to get until you actually put in the work to see. Like if you're doing the work, if you're doing what, like, then you deserve it. You know what I mean? If you're doing what it takes and you're showing up on a daily basis, that's what it takes to deserve it. And that's all it takes. You know what I mean? You don't need to be born into a certain family. You need to look a certain way, be a certain age. You just need to do the work.
Right.
Right?
Definitely.
So something I also wanted to say too is like, when you were saying like the learning lessons that you got like time, and what was the other one? Community and family. What was
Yeah, being with my family and friends, or community.
Yeah. So I think when people experience like a significant amount of pain, you know, there's so much information that comes in, right? A lot of information coming in, and you can either choose that. That can either define you, or it can define you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I just love surrounding myself with people who experience a lot of like eye-opening things, you know, things that kind of like wake you up, and that they don't allow that to let them stop or be a victim. And I wanted to mention, like, I'm trying to get into the mind of Sean. I'm trying to figure out like,
It's an interesting mind. I'm thinking different things every second of the day.
mine's like, ooh, a bird.
Yeah. I do have crazy ADHD. I'm like, oh, I look at one thing, I'm like, oh, and then I forget. Yeah.
Clack, no, arithmetic, a bird.
Yeah. A car.
Wait, car? Car?
Yeah.
But I wanted to say like, with this you kind of like gave yourself like a little bit of a mission, right? And maybe it wasn't you who gave that mission. Maybe it was like your family who kind of put this in you, but from what I'm getting is that it seems like you've always thought yourself to be extremely capable. And the way I get that is probably that your family instilled this love in you and this confidence in you that you are capable. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
I am?
You're right. But to gain confidence was tough. In this
What did it
industry.
take?
It took believing in myself. Like confidence, when I began like my journey in real estate, I had no confidence. I actually like one of the first open houses I did destroyed everything. I was at an open house and
Wait, what?
it was terrible. So I was at an open house and this guy came in and I knew what year it was built, the square footage, the bedrooms, the baths. I knew the common questions, but he was asking me like, "Oh, why is this wood angled like this?" Like he was asking all these specific questions and I had no clue. I was like, "You know what? That's a great question. I'll get back to you about that." And then it like added up to 2 to 3 of my responses of that. And then he was like, like your brokerage doesn't seem like they're doing a good job at training you. And I was like, damn. I was like, that took it out of me. And it took, it still is taking time, but like, it's like, to like, just gain that confidence and know that
Look at him holding his stomach. You guys can't see it on the camera, but like he's right back in that moment. He's right there again.
It was not good. I was like, it's just like I just lost like I was like, does everyone view me like this? Like, do they view me as someone who's clueless?
Yeah.
So to gain confidence in that sense was tough.
Right.
But then I look back, like I had to have the confidence to make this huge leap and just stop college to do real estate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's like, I'm grateful I grew up in Canton, but everyone in Canton I feel like a lot of people view it as like, you got to go get your 4 years to be successful.
Nah.
And everyone's like, oh, like, is Sean actually going to be able to do this? Like, is he actually capable of doing real estate? Like, it's a volatile market. Like, anything can change. Like,
absolutely.
You always need this backup, and which is true. And that kind of gave me the fire to keep going and to, be where I am. Now I'm one of the top agents on a very successful team.
And just for the people at home, what was your net for the month?
It was around 30,000.
That's taking home. That's crazy. And that's 1.9 million in sales?
Yeah, around 2 million.
Around $2 million.
1.9. I like to say 2 because
it's just
a little better.
I would say 2. I would say 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
That is pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like I'm coming like some crazy conclusions while I'm like
Give them to me.
While we're having this conversation.
Give them to me. What do you read from me?
Right? So I'm like, yo.
There's so much. It's like boom, 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 boom.
There truly is, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I love having conversations with people who are emotionally aware. And I feel like you are emotionally aware. And I don't know what...
And you are too.
Thank you. I don't know what it takes to become emotionally aware. I feel like it's got to be God-given. It's got to be like something that you're gifted. You know what I mean? Because, bro, like, I think some people experience emotion differently. Right? You have intensity levels. You have the way that you express your emotion. Everyone has a different level of how they intuitively just grasp and express emotion, how deep it feels. You know what I mean? Some people, like narcissists, they don't feel any type of emotion. So it's always this set of scales. It's not like everyone feels the exact same amount of pain, amount of happiness, amount of any type of intensity. Everyone has their own intensity that they go through. Right? And I think some people have this overwhelming love emotion, this intensity of love, whether it's consideration towards others, and that means taking actions towards others, or just full on understanding. I think love is the defining thing of like all life. You know what I mean? Because when you love something, you venture down educating yourself about something. You learn more when you love something. You dive deeper into something. The more you love, the more you try to learn, try to understand, try to grow. You know what I mean? Because we don't rule the world. You know what I mean? If we really want to love something, we need to know how to treat it properly. And if that means subtracting ourselves, that means subtracting ourselves in the utmost extreme, But I feel like people who experience, who just love a lot and then lose or like have like pain and experience that, they will not allow themselves to be a victim. They will not stop taking action.
Amen.
They will overcome, and I think things become less scary. You know what I mean? Like when you experience some wild pain and you love a lot, You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you're going to be a go-getter because you're not going to let that keep you in a box. You're going to continue to keep on loving. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, my problems aren't that serious compared to like everyone else. Everyone has, you know what I mean? I can't just like now treat people like shit because I feel like shit. We got to learn to navigate this world. You know what I mean? We have to, at some point, you know, and I think just through that back and forth, you learn that you have to give that love to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you need to start like really focusing on your own priorities and growing so that way you can truly be helpful towards people. You know what I mean? Because if you want to be helpful, you got to be like an asset to an extent. You know, you got to have this certain type of information. You got to show that. You know what I mean? It all comes down to love.
Exactly.
So when you experience that pain,
makes you appreciate more.
It makes you appreciate more, but it also makes you less scared. Like, you're just like, okay, I'm going to have to go door knocking for 7 hours. I'm going to have to go do whatever I have to do. You know what I mean? Like, some people, they'll be like, yo, flip this. That is too overwhelming and it's not worth it. You know, but yeah, just things become less scary.
Right. And it brings the point, like, going through a bad situation could bring out the best of you. You know, it can make you a tough person and appreciate life more and, you know, put in perspective how like short life is and how much you have to make of it. Perspective Podcast. That's
right. The Perspective Podcast. Do you mind just turning the mic a little bit? Just like up.
Like this?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit more. Yeah. You can push it forward a little bit. So we want like that. See like the long part? And this is like a little tangent. You see that like long part right here?
Yeah.
We want that like facing towards your mouth.
Like right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know? You can also adjust the stick too. So it's like, yeah, that's better. Way better. Perfect. And you can raise it higher if you need to. You know?
Yeah.
Little tangent, guys. Little side track. But it's all good.
You should have seen me.
What was the last thing you said?
Perspective.
Oh, right.
What's your perspective of life?
It's all love, baby. It's all, I feel like it's all just through God. My perspective is like literally the Bible. You know what I mean? I feel like we're kind of like going towards like the end times. We're getting closer and closer.
You think so?
It's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Really?
As time goes on. So, I mean, I'm a firm believer in the Bible, right? In the Bible, there's a book called Revelations where we're going to an end time. Whether or not we're in those times or not, we're inevitably getting closer and closer to that point. You know what I mean? But I see a lot of like talk about cheating, sex, disloyalty, hurting people, all this other type of crap in the media. And I see people getting, I know, crazy opinions, but like people are propagated, but people are like, they're getting taught to be insecure, getting taught to be anxious, to get their purpose in physical things or in other people. It's just, I don't really see it as a wholesome time right now, which is kind of why I want to like switch the narrative. Like even in this scenario, like the reason I started this podcast is because we think that our situations don't matter, as if no one can learn from them, which I think is idiotic, because a wise man learns from other people's mistakes, not his own.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you need to share. You need to indulge in reading books, in learning people's perspectives. Like this is how you learn. This is how you exponentially grow. You know, like there wouldn't be information if it wasn't for people. What are you going to learn? You're just going to learn from like the animals outside all the time? Or are you going to actually like from people who are talking to each other, who are making mistakes, who are moving a certain way to cause actions, whether bad, whether good? You know, like you need to learn from other people. I think everyone has something that we can learn from.
I agree.
You know? But,
I agree fully.
Yeah.
Since we're on this topic, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Because I'm always curious about this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm turning into host, but
no, this is no, back and forth.
But you said like you could see the end coming. Do you fear death?
No,
you don't.
I used to a lot.
How'd you overcome it?
Through the constant anxiety. Like I remember being very young. I was maybe around 8-10 years old, and I would call there'd be moments I would just call my mother. And kind of being very frantic and sad because like I would be thinking about death. I'd be like what is it like? I would close my eyes and I'd be like, is it that for eternity? Like I would literally I was overwhelmed with those thoughts like as a kid. Like so I would always try to like find security in it. I was always just thinking like, what could it be? Like is it just me no longer existing? It's just like now it's just like because like I've been in like accidents before. Where I remember the last thing I remember I got hit by a car and I got into a car accident, right? When I got hit
you got hit by a car?
Yeah, I got hit by a car. I was 10.
Holy crap.
I was 10. So I got hit by a car. I remember being at my school. I was at my school and then I woke up in the hospital like that. Literally. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Boom, hospital. Like, I'm telling you, bro, it was insane. So like,
Damn.
yeah, it was crazy. And then that happened again when I got into a car accident. Except this one, I was remember laying on a trampoline, and 3 days late, like when the first time I got hit by a car, it was 8 hours. Boom, 8 hours, school, hospital. Next time, trampoline, hospital, 3 days. 3 fucking days. I just wake up in the
Wait,
hospital.
you were out for 3 days?
I was talking. I had like such a bad concussion that I was like, I just, no information was getting processed as far as like my cognitive, I just wasn't there, but like I was having conversations with people. I don't know if you ever see somebody have like a concussion, they just ask the same fucking question over and over. Like they'll go through a period of time asking questions, and then they'll continue the loop. And I was doing that for like 3 fucking days. But anyways, and then, yeah, so that's how bad the concussion was. And I just thought like, is that what death is like? Like that gap period, is it just that? Like I just no longer existing. You know what I mean? So that's what I would think about, like, and it really used to overwhelm the fuck out of me. And I think it's like, once you expose yourself to that, you kind of like start to become a little bit more numb to it. And I became like less scared because everyone dies, everyone goes through it. But
It's part of life.
yeah, it was just that constant anxiety. You know what I mean? Like at some point, like you don't feel it as much. And then, I started to believe in God and the Bible, and now I see it as like the best thing that could ever happen.
Wow.
The best thing that could ever happen. So I'm ready for it. I think a lot of people, like as I mentioned, I'm talking so much, bro.
Nah, I always, when I can, like it's like I just don't bring that up, but like I'm always curious what people think about death.
Yeah.
Because it's very like, you either get the people, which in my boat, I'm very like scared of the unknown, of like, is there something after life? Is there not? And then you get people who are like, yeah, it's part of life, and I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know which one I want. Do I want to be scared all the time, or like of the unknown, or do I want to be okay and just like know like it's
Okay.
part of life? And I think I want to be there.
So quick question.
Yeah.
You said you don't know if you want to be scared. You don't know if you want to just like be ready for the unknown. You want to be scared? You want to be scared?
Well, I think if you're scared, it makes you realize that life is short, and it keeps you like going.
That's interesting.
It keeps you like on your toes of like, it could be tomorrow, it could be in a week. Like, what can I do to make the most of my time?
Do you think you will make rash decisions if you're thinking like that? Do you think like if you would be on a time crunch?
I think so. I think if you're in a pickle and you're like, oh, like what if I'm dead in a week? It won't matter. Like making decisions that maybe are out of your comfort zone. Okay, like if you had that mindset to like push you a little bit.
Right.
But I'm not like in the mindset of like, I'm gonna go commit a crime because I know we're gonna die type
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So I don't think that it's like necessarily the unknown. I believe in heaven, and I believe in hell. So for me, I would love to be able to go to heaven. So I see this planet, this world as just a simple like stepping stone. I need to just be the best I can be. I need to love people. I need to give glory to Christ, Yahshua. Like I need to know that He is my God, recognize Him, give everything to Him, and by doing so, hopefully hopefully I make it into heaven. Hopefully I'm good enough.
Cross fingers.
That's what I'm gonna.
I think you're good enough.
I appreciate that.
You want me to put in a good word?
Yeah, that's so funny. I don't want. Hey, you're younger than me, so I would like to put in a word for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but nah, I'm not scared of death, and I think it's a superpower. I really do. I really do. I mean, there are part of me that's scared of like, bro, like that's why I admire your story so much, cause like that really terrifies me. To like have gone something similar, to go through something like that, like that's what I get scared about, like losing loved ones. You know what I mean? I've been, bro. Yeah. So, anyways,
say it.
No, it's I just want to do right by the people I love. I just want to make sure that that they're good. I don't. That's what scares me. Losing my loved ones. I don't care like if I die, but I know if I die soon, it would destroy my mother. So like I would never want to die early.
Right.
So, but yeah, she's very like, she's like my light. My father was not a good person, very evil person. But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's good. I just want to like, I wish people were not like, I don't know. I wish I could like, I want to talk about heaven and God and all this other good stuff. I always get like, so this is definitely when it goes off the rocker.
Right.
People
Yeah.
don't want to hear about this type of stuff.
Yeah. Mixed feelings, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
get that.
for me, like, heaven is a place of just like love, and everyone knows each other. Everyone loves each other. There's no pain. There's no sorrow. There's no sadness. It's just, imagine like you walk down the street and you can just greet people without them going like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? You could be like, you could actually love like fully, like say hi to people, like know them for who they are. Like just like that's how I see the afterlife, you know?
Everyone happy. Everyone loving.
Well, I mean, if we were in heaven,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I want it to be. You know,
Mhm.
that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm praying for. And there's nothing in this world ever even comes close to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why like this world is, for me, I see it as dying, and I see it as like kind of not even worthy. So like everything in this world, I don't put my value in. You know what I mean? That's heaven. You know, that's why I'm not that's why I'm not scared of death, because this world is already so flawed. And based off of my belief system, I believe that happiness is waiting if I'm worthy. If I do right by others here, if I spread the gospel, if I spread God, if I spread Yahshua, let them know that they can be in ultimate, like in for eternity. There is no death there. You know, like it's just eternal life.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine that. Like it's a very beautiful belief, and I think people will be like, well, it's not logical. It doesn't, it like logistically, you know what I mean?
Scientifically, it does not make sense.
Right. So I'm not going to believe in it, but you can't deny the fact that it's a pretty thought.
Right.
Isn't that a pretty thought?
It's probably beautiful.
It's right. Exactly. And I think life is just always a matter of how you see the world. It's how you conceptualize. You know what I mean? If you're working on a time crunch, you might make rash decisions. You might be impatient. If you think that this is all you have, then you might put how others see you as a priority. You know what I mean? Like, I would never allow another human being to shape how I see myself. You know what I mean? Only God can give me like that, you know? So,
Damn.
I don't put my power in this world at all.
You mentioned that happiness is there. Can you find happiness here? Because you say it's so flawed here. And
Yeah.
do you think you can still find happiness within yourself
I
in
think
this life?
I think you can find peace. Yeah. I think when you start accepting you for you, who you are, I think it starts with acceptance. Once you accept things, then I think you start to appreciate. You know, if you just are constantly going against the grain, you don't really get a chance to appreciate things. But if you accept things, then you can start to appreciate them and start to practice gratitude. And I think that, yeah, like being appreciative is where you kind of get a little bit of happiness. And it can be from anybody. You know what I mean? Like when you appreciate how like just another human being, you appreciate how they carry themselves, how they speak, how they love, how they are. You know, you can start to appreciate anything. Like everything is under God's green earth. You know what I mean? Like even like just like the mechanisms of a curtain. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's something you can appreciate in this.
Oh yeah.
You know, it starts with appreciation, and you just got to let it all grow. It's all part of the same like dynamic, the like same universe, whatever. Like everything is so intricate. Everything is so beautiful. Everything. You know, but according to the Bible, depending on how your heart is, you can like, and your belief system is like your heart and your belief, like how you operate, you can bring heaven on earth. You know what I mean? You can like bring the kingdom of heaven, just like it can exist within your soul, within your mind, within your being. Like we're supposed to be like vessels for God and Christ. Like God is supposed to live through all of us. We are a vessel for Christ, for God. You know what I mean? And he can live through us. You know, so sometimes you see some true beauty living through people. So it's just a matter of perspective. You can definitely be happy, but this world can also be hell for you depending on your perspective. You know what I mean? It's how you see it. It's what's at the end of the road for you. It's the shining light. For me, this is a shining light. Like there is something after life. You know what I mean? I'm working towards something, just like how people have goals that they're working towards, and that, you know, making a little step each day kind of gives them appreciation. You know, like that's, I don't know. I'm going on such a wild.
Nah, but you bring it back to the point of perspective.
Yeah.
And I think people, and what I'm still learning to do, is have a good perspective of life.
Yeah, man.
To make the most of life and to do the most while you're on this planet Earth.
I think that's what we're all doing. I mean, I'm doing that too. I don't know. Like, what? I don't know anything. Who am I? I don't know anything.
I think you know a lot.
I
love your advice.
appreciate
You just went on a tangent and I was like, damn, you're just spitting facts. boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I love your attitude, bro. I just love your energy, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, you're funny, man. No, I appreciate that, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't got the answers.
yeah,
I don't got the answers.
Yeah.
Just wanna live day by day.
exactly.
You know what I mean? I
Exactly.
read a lot, so something that people said is that there's a book called. I'm talking so fucking much, bro.
Keep talking.
Yeah, I'm talking so fucking much, bro. Like, do you want to talk about something? Do you want to, like, is there anything you want to say?
Oh my gosh, I love Connecticut.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love Connecticut.
Why?
Everyone says, "Oh, I want to get out of Connecticut so bad. I want to leave. I hate it here." It's a great state. You're 2 hours from Boston. I'm a big Boston person, so that's amazing.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins! And then you're like 3 hours from New York City, depending on where you are in Connecticut.
Absolutely.
And then you got the shore, but the ocean's not the greatest of oceans. Go to Rhode Island for that.
You got the seasons. I like a season.
Exactly. You got
Fall season, baby.
You got fall. You got everything you need within, like, depending on where you are, just like a quiet community. Like, I would want to grow a family here.
You're a suburb kind of guy.
I am. And I'm grateful to grow up in a suburb, but, like, I could see growing a family in Connecticut.
I feel that too. Plus, we have
Yeah.
great school systems.
Yeah, great school systems.
I think it's like top 25 in the country.
Yeah, everyone
like
hates
that.
it. Like, honestly, I'm like, I like it.
Hate it?
You know,
Why?
the one thing I do hate about it is, like, I don't know. I feel like there's more women elsewhere.
There's more.
Maybe
you said
I'm
women?
Yeah, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just not connecting with the right women. But, like, I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, I think
That's where I think I need to venture out, like, to different parts of the world
yes
to find my wife. I don't think my wife's gonna be in Connecticut.
Yeah, no, I've been feeling that. You know, I want to find a woman who I can trust. I don't think there's a lot of women that we can really trust anymore. This is so controversial opinion.
Yeah.
Tyler gets canceled.
What do you mean you can trust me? Are you kidding me? You're gonna get all these DMs like, why would you say that?
No, I just can't trust them.
How come?
How come?
You must have had a bad experience.
I don't want to talk about it. No, I'm kidding. No, I have had actually a bad experience, but it's not necessarily with the woman itself. It's that sounds so funny. Pause real quick. No, it's like my father kind of like told me, like, you know, like he basically embedded an idea that I can't trust any woman. He used to say some crazy ass shit to me.
Damn.
Like, yo, like your best friend's gonna, you know,
Get with your girl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he just would say some wild shit, and I think that kind of embedded in me. But I also think in the same time, it's just I don't know. I just don't really see people being loyal these days. Like, just even like I've seen like girls throw themselves on me too when they have boyfriends, you know.
Damn.
And I think
because you're just a great guy.
that just makes me mad nervous.
Yeah. No, I know. Like, if you're a person who would do that too.
I couldn't, dude. I'm like someone who is very much. I want to grow my life. I want to, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So fuck that.
Well, it's great that you brought that up too, because I'm in the like mindset of if you love yourself enough, you'll bring in the right person, and if they do something like
Yeah, fuck
go with it, but then like you still love yourself and you know that you have value. Where
right.
anyone should be appreciative to be around Tyler.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, right. But I'm just also thinking about a wife. Imagine that. You lock in.
And you build a family. Yeah.
Yeah, you build a family.
That would be
It's
brutal.
been 30, 40 years. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, my heart would be.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine it.
Yeah, that's probably terrible.
That's what makes me.
So you're worried about like marrying or dating someone for like years and then it just like destroyed.
Yeah.
Over something.
I like to have my actions actually amount to stuff. Like, I like to compile. I like to like build. So when you have a spouse, I think now you're kind of giving the keys, the plans, whatever you want to say. You're giving like authority to somebody else now about your own life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's gonna have to do with your reputation. It's gonna have to do with like, who cares about the reputation though? But like even just like your children. You know, that just
Definitely. Yeah. No.
bothers the heck out of me.
Right. This is going to be very controversial, but
Let's go.
would you, if your wife or you, flip-flop, made you sign a prenup?
On your website, it is going to make you a good amount of money.
Where the hell is my
It's
phone?
going to
Is that your phone?
into
Yeah.
clients. It's going to compound
Yeah, it's not my phone.
make you the number one
There it is.
In the state of Connecticut.
There it is.
Oh, I was like, where's your phone?
It's going to make you.
Okay. Anyways.
No, but if they were like, I want you to sign a prenup, or you were making a lot of
Dude,
money,
I'd be the one who would fucking.
but like I feel like that can destroy a relationship.
You think so?
Yeah, I think
don't
it's.
care.
I think it could be disrespectful. I know like business, like everyone tells me business is business, keep it to business. But if you're like going to the one you love, and they trust you, and you're like, I want to protect my money and my assets. Oh, that's like a shot in the heart. I think.
I don't care.
Really,
Yeah, I don't care.
for real. So you would,
Yes.
if like, okay, let's in a
Unless,
scenario.
of course, I go to a different country and find a girl who's actually loyal,
Mhm.
because I don't see him in America. No, that's crazy.
So if you had millions of dollars, you would make your wife sign a prenup.
100%.
Damn.
100%. 100%. The way I see it is, man.
What
this
if
is
it
some dark shit.
what if like that ruined everything
I
that
don't
you guys?
care.
Damn.
There's
Okay.
plenty of fish in the sea.
Mhm.
I don't really care. The way I see it is women, they like security and they choose off of security. Like I see all this type of, maybe like I'm polluted because like what I see on social media, and that's not like the prominent voices you're listening to, but I see
Mhm.
people like posting like it'd be like a meme of like, you know, them with the lover, like the person that they love. I was like, choose the person you love or like somebody who has like mad money.
Mhm.
And then they always go for the fucking money. Most of them, a lot of them. Obviously, there's good girls out there. Those are the
Right.
ones I want to find. But they're probably choosing you because you're a millionaire. They're probably choosing you because you provide this security.
And value.
You know what I mean? Like you have to, as a man, we have to like, I mean, not we have to, but like, it's always a plus if you can provide. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty
100%.
much, like, you know?
100%.
So I think that's already a determining factor of her choosing you. Like you being able to provide is a factor in it. You know what I mean? So that being said, I need to protect my assets. You know what I mean? Like
I hear you.
She's not in
Yeah.
it because of me. She's in it because of what I've already done. You know what I mean? And what I did is what I did. You know what I mean? That's not
yeah.
that's not what she did.
That's how I feel right now. Like I gotta find someone right now, cause like you know I'm doing good, but like I'm in my rookie card phase, and I need to find someone in my rookie card phase. So when I'm like a card that will sell for like millions of
I hear
dollars,
that.
like I will have like the person that found me at my rookie card.
Bro, that is
I'm
my
a penny.
dream.
I
That is my
told
dream.
I told my team leader that we were
We
talking.
came up together.
I was talking to David Brooke, my team leader, about this. I was like, you know, I'm on my penny stock phase right now. You know, I'm just starting. Like, I'm starting right now. Like, yeah, I'll get another one. But like, I'm a penny stock. I gotta find my wife at my penny stock phase. You
What do
know.
you say?
Well, we were just talking. I was like, yeah.
Keep dreaming, bud. He's like, good luck.
Yeah, we were just talking about like
Go
you know,
see the world.
getting like relationships and stuff, and yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm a rookie card. They should, you know, I gotta glow up a little bit, but
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing what you got to do, you're living in your purpose, and you're doing financially well, I don't think finding a woman is ever going to be difficult. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, yeah, but yeah, I
that
don't know, man.
that kind of transitions over to like when you have money, you have time, and I'm like this. So going back to the whole story, it's like
But don't listen to me though. My shit is pessimistic. You know what I mean? So I'm not like this is
no. Like,
Like-
it's like getting into real estate. It's like you can create a life where you can create more time, but you have to work so like for anything to be you have to be successful. You have to
Mhm.
put your
exactly
everything into it, and you do that.
right.
But when you put your everything into it,
You can't be with your woman as much.
you can't be with your like all the other priorities
Right.
are lost. So like you're going for this huge goal, and to be at this point where you can do anything you want, and like you
Right.
can be like, I want to go to Bermuda tomorrow because
Yeah.
I can, and I have that leverage where I can.
Mm-hmm.
But my biggest worry is like I'm gonna put all this time and energy into it,
Yeah.
and then when I'm at that like phase of like I have the time to be with my family,
Mm-hmm.
it could be too late. You know, something could happen like in 2 years, and I'm like, damn, like why didn't I leverage my time now to, you know, still put in the energy and effort
Right.
into my career,
And that's
but also to put it
Yes.
into them. And that's like the balance of life. And I don't know if it's just I'm younger, I'm 21, and it's like
No, I think this connotation. There's so many wrong belief systems out there, and like things that go against reality, and that people think that this idea of balance is, bro.
what do you think of it? Because you work 24/7, like you are a grinder,
So
like legit, like a grinder. I always, like we were just talking before the podcast, you're always posting, you're always doing something, you're doing this, like you're like boom, 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 boom. Consistency, grind. That's Tyler.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
So what I think, this is through a lot of trial and error. So this is from my own experiences, and I could be wrong. Just want to put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I noticed when I put a woman first, she almost finds it kind of unattractive. You know what I mean? Like when I actually like baby a woman and actually like treat them like whatever.
Treat them right.
Yeah.
They don't want
like,
you.
it's so funny. But yeah. Like
Yeah.
I've had girls who who didn't operate that way. Like, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
we're actually good girls, and I'm the one who kind of messed it up, I guess.
Damn, what are you doing, bro?
I just wasn't really interested that much.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they were good to me for sure. Like, you know,
Just wasn't the right fit.
Yeah, I just wasn't. It just didn't align with me.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I noticed that when I actually like am more so focused on a purpose outside of that, then I get a more positive response. You know what I mean? Like intuitively, like you would think, because we operate logistically, like you would think that if you start putting her second, you start putting like your work first, that it would like push her away. But like I'm telling you, they find it attractive. This, you know what I mean? Like this is just from my perspective. You know,
Right.
I could be wrong. I'm not saying it is right at all. You know, but I think as a man, we got to be driven. We got to be purpose. We got to be focused on our purpose, and that's what women truly find attractive. You know what I mean? Someone who with a vision, someone who like gets shit done.
Right.
And I think they understand. And that's the problem.
Like they respect the hustlers.
but not necessarily, right? So that's where the controversial ideas go in. I don't think a lot of women these days really understand that. I don't think that they understand that when you're out here providing for your family, that you need to put that time in. You know what I mean? They'll think of it as like emotional hole, and that's what causes them to go and cheat and all this other stuff. They have no appreciation for like what we're putting in. That's like you know what I mean? A lot of these women, you know what I mean? It's not because you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? It's not that you need to tone down. It's just that people don't have it. Like they just need, it's a wrong sense of belief, I feel like, on that front. Like they need to appreciate what we're doing for our family. You know what I mean? What we're growing for our family, and there's no appreciation for that. And then when they go and cheat, now we think that we're doing something wrong. We start lowering our level of work ethic, and we start failing in life. You know what I mean? We start either losing our finances, and then that causes, you know, a new woman to like, if we find a new woman, now we're losing our finances. Now she doesn't want anything to do with us, and you know what I mean? So you just got to keep on building. I think so. Really, ultimately, what it comes down to is again God, right? Like it says. So, as a man, we have to always be focused on God. Nothing like, even as like a father. I'm not a father, but like if I was a father, even as a child of like people, I need to not love them more than I love God. I need to love God first, and God has His best interests for me. When I live with God, I live with it, and I give my trust to God. I live like with what He wants for me. I put like my will into His. Then automatically, what I'm supposed to be built for will happen, and like just, you know what I mean. So when you just got to put yourself in God, and then that's where your purpose comes in. It doesn't come in from like anybody else. Once you start to love something more than God, that's when you're gonna start to see some problems in your life. You know what I mean? That's where maybe the relationship doesn't go. That's where like blah 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 blah. But the first and foremost, your love for God needs to be at the forefront, and then He will provide for everything. That's the way that's supposed to go. That is literally how it's supposed to be.
Are you worried that your career right now is taking time away from family and friends?
Not at all.
Really?
Yeah, not at all.
Do you leverage?
I've been blessed.
You leverage your time right?
No, I just think a lot of people have left my life, so I don't really have too many.
Damn.
I don't have too many people that I need to like appease. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
It's good to have a small circle though.
Yeah, it is.
Like I have a really small circle of friends, and like it narrows down over the years, but I can count those like guys with anything. Like if my life was like in danger or whatever, they will be there. They will take like. I think your circle is so important.
Yeah.
And that goes into anything, career, your emotional stability, having a circle of people who love you,
Right.
and love you for who you are,
Right.
and will do anything for you. You can't beat it.
You truly, yeah.
Can't beat it.
you
And
truly can't.
that's actually a big reason for my success, my circle.
Right.
Everyone was like so like yeah, there's outsider noise, like, is he gonna do it? Like, but like within my circle, I only heard like, keep going, keep doing it.
Right.
And that's where I got to selling 2 million in 1 month,
Right.
and it was fucking amazing feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I can't
'Cause-
discredit that.
people were like, damn, he's actually doing it. I posted that shit. I was like, I am fucking doing it. Cause no, people don't like. There was like people like doubters, and they're
Of
like,
course.
they see that, they're like,
Right. Right.
no,
No, 100%.
like, okay,
How you fuel your mind is very important.
yeah,
The loved ones are important.
yeah,
I feel the same way. I wouldn't be able to like go 100% if I didn't have like the positive relationships that I do have now.
you have a good circle.
Yeah, I have a good circle like that truly love me, but it came through a lot of trial and error. Like
Right.
I'm a person who loves a lot, as mentioned before, but like the way I used to trials, I used to really put my love into like trying to feed relationships, even if they weren't right for me. And I would try to like spend more time around people, and I just wasn't getting that response, and it just ended up distancing myself. Like they wanted to just not be around me. You know what I mean? So like that's when I kind of like noticed, like when you start to really put this effort into like some people, like even if like the ones that you love, if you're around them all the fucking time and you just like want to be closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, you know what I mean? Like they would probably be like, yo, bro, chill, like come on, you're suffocating me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that would just happen.
Yep.
So I think a lot of the times, like how often do we even really see like the people, like it's good to know that they love us.
and you
know?
have them if you need them.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you need them, and just like you're checking in with them, but like that's how I see it. Like we all have our own purposes. I don't know, man. I can only speak for myself.
Well, I loved how you brought up, you having good energy, because little throwback to where we met, and this is a good story time. We were at Elise and Lou's event, and mind you, I didn't have my license at the time. I was just going for like feelers. I was like getting my license, but like still was very, very fresh. And I see this guy with a camera just like walking around and like just like doing stuff, and I don't remember our first conversation, but you were just like, I personally think I have good energy, so I attract to other good energy. And I was just like, that guy is a fucking good dude. Like I just know he's a good dude. And we just like connected, and your heart was just so good. And when you did that your speech, I was like, damn, that guy has his shit together and he's doing right, and I want to be around him, and I want to do business with him, but I also want to grow a friendship with him.
Aw.
Yeah, and then and then I got my license, and you helped me out with a very important video for me, and your energy is just so strong.
Thanks, man.
And it brings back to like, this is all connecting to the circle. Like your energy is attracting good people into your life. Yeah, you're gonna funnel in some crappy people, and you have to pick those people out, but
Yeah.
you have such a good energy where people are just gonna be attracted to you.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, and I will it just makes me so happy, like how we like met, and just like, I don't know, I just like appreciate you
I appreciate you too.
as a person.
I appreciate you as well.
So that's a quick plug. Use Tyler as a filmer. He is the best. He is the best.
And if you're looking for your next realtor, you gotta get Sean. I'm telling you, this
Yeah.
guy is fucking top notch.
Thank you, dude.
Absolutely, bro. Oh my god. I feel like I feel like I gotta also be careful with this type of stuff, because like with like the energy that you're mentioning, like I feel like I'm very like I can be like outspoken and like very opinionated, but like who's to know that like the things I'm saying today right now is what I'm gonna believe a year from now, a month from now, like next week.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think like a lot of people may think like I'm opinionated, like I'm like, or like saying all this stuff, like, and it may sound crazy because I don't know until you actually like listen back.
We
on
listen
it.
back. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the
Cut,
fuck am I even saying?
cut.
Bro? Like that's not what I believe at all.
Right,
Like
right.
why am I even talking about
Yeah.
that? You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. So that's just like something I wanted to mention as well, because
Nah, dude. Yeah.
because I feel like my energy can be overbearing sometimes.
Nah, it's good energy.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be preaching the wrong information, and people are like, yes, that's it.
Keep going.
No, bro, figure it out yourself. please.
No, but I remember that speech was like amazing,
Thanks, bro.
and that's like, I was like, damn. And that's where it goes all the way back to like reading people. And you said like being emotionally aware. I think I got my emotional awareness from walking into rooms when my mom was sick, and just like reading the room and reading how other people are acting. What is the tone? Like, it's not a good day to talk much. Is it a good day to like, be energy? Like
Right.
going into rooms where you have to read it as quick as possible to know
Right.
the vibe.
Right.
And I think I gained that through, seeing someone sick and just knowing, how to act. And, it's terrible the way I learned to be emotionally aware, but it's a blessing now because I can read people so well.
Mm.
And I can read their energy, and I can read if, like, someone's saying something and they don't mean it. Or if, like, they act like they're a good person, but I can just, like, right away. I will know if you are a shitty person. And that's good with, like, knowing clients, how they, present themselves, how to talk to them. But then also friends. And also people, like, who you talk to. Like, it's just a good thing to have.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. I'm very, like,
Right.
just on that.
I'm like very blessed and grateful for like all the terrible shit that I've gone through in life because
Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise. It's all about how you make it.
truly, like I want to like grow my life. I want to grow my life. I don't know if it's because I've been at like I know what darkness is and I don't want to stay there, and like I want to like create security, or it's just but whatever it is, like bro, like I'm so appreciative. I wouldn't be able to do it without emotional intelligence.
Right.
Like if you want to close deals,
Yep.
you want to network, you want to connect with people, like you want to communicate on a deep level, at any level, you need to be emotionally understanding.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that
Exactly.
means you need to learn how to like
So important.
separate yourself too.
Yep.
Like not like put your own emotions at like you got to actually like have like it's like puzzle pieces. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you can't just can't just be you.
Exactly. Yep.
You know? But yeah, that's why I love people who really go through like some serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It shows your like those are the people who have the strongest emotional intelligence. Those are the people I can have conversations with. I can't have a conversation with somebody who's like, this is the wrong like I don't even know like I put my shirt in the washer, now it's like fucking
Like complain about the small things.
small shit. Like
Right.
bro, who the fuck cares? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Sometimes, like, I'm not gonna lie, I am at fault. Like, I sometimes get pissed off at the small shit, and then I like think about it. Like, gosh, there was one time I was at UNH, and I was just having a shitty day. Did not like my classes were just like long. I was tired. I was just not feeling good. I was just like, this day could not go worse. Like, I was complaining about everything. If something's wrong, I'm complaining about it. Then I'm heading to like the lunchroom, and it's up a hill, like the cafeteria. And I see this guy in a wheelchair pushing himself up, like the hill.
stairs?
No, up the hill. That would be impressive. That would be impressive. But
oh my god.
no, he was pushing himself up the hill, no help. And I was like, damn, like my life could be in a position where I can't walk, and it's a fight to get up a hill like this. But I'm grateful enough to be able to just walk, and then that like it brought like me to humble myself. Like, listen, like this problem, it doesn't matter. Like, I have the ability to just walk up, and this guy is like putting all his effort into just getting up this hill.
Right.
And like, it's good to have like, it's good to humble yourself and to know like,
That's a good
there are
metaphor,
people
too.
in so many like shittier situations where there's people right now while we're talking
Yeah.
fighting for their life,
Yes.
and we have the ability
That's true.
to talk right here. We're both healthy.
Right. No
Both
cares in the world, bro.
Exactly. And I think about that sometimes to be like, all right, life is, it could be bad, but like, is it bad?
Right.
To love life.
Right.
That's what it is, just to love life.
There's a lot of tools. There's a book by Gary Vee. It's called like 12 and a half ingredients. I recommend it. I highly recommend it. And
I'll have to read it.
yeah, dude, I recommend the audios. I don't know if like you actually like read or like listen to audio, whatever's easier. I listen to it on audio. It's a lot easier to like get in.
Yeah.
But like he gives us like these emotional ingredients of like positive emotions that you should use instead of like these negative emotions, instead of like this ego, instead of like this scarcity, instead of like all this other bullshit. Patience, gratitude, empathy. When you use positive emotions to fuel your life and your work, you are more sustainable. Imagine like through time when you're using negative emotions, it's going to catch up to you and you're going to be like, yo, bro, this fucking sucks. You're going to explode. You're going to whatever the fuck it's not sustainable. If you're operating off of positive emotions like gratitude, you know what I mean? Just like understanding, taking that step back, like it allows you to live more and allows you to make less hasty decisions. Like when you're operating off patience and gratitude, like how important is this shit really?
Right.
You know what I mean? You can make a sound decision, you know? So perspective, like when you have those keys, it's everything. It's
Right.
huge.
I want to ask you this because I think about this a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I battle it too. Being consistent, but then also like, why do you think there's like, people that like maybe watch this, like, damn, like, I'm not saying I'm some great agent, but they might be like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. Why do you think people don't take the leap into doing what they love? Like I have a lot of friends,
Yeah.
and I was one of them where they were like, I want to do this. I want to like be on this huge podcast or like be this known figure.
Yeah.
But no one takes the leap in life to like actually do what they love. And I get that like from, since I'm younger, like a lot of people my connections are in college and like, I'm proud that you're doing it and you're loving what you do and you're going for it. Like, I want to do that. Like, why don't people take that leap?
Why?
Like, what do you think stopping a lot of people from pursuing their dream?
I think that's like it's a multi-part answer, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like clean cut. I think either A, you're born with it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Either you have it or you don't. That could be something.
Yeah.
Another thing could be just they're nervous, they're scared, they're living in this world. You know what I mean? They're living off of how their reputation is. They're living off of how the world sees them, and they feel like perhaps they don't want to see themselves as a failure. They feel like they'd rather go the safe route. Maybe it's like how they view themselves. It always comes down to how they view themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you don't view yourself positively, if you're using other people to validate you, then that's how you're going to navigate your life. Because as a dreamer, like I'm a dreamer, like my own
Hell yeah.
family has been like, bro, wake the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? You got to be realistic. And if I listen to those voices, if I want to just like, you know what I mean? Not let people down, then I'm not taking that leap for myself, But if I really put myself first, if I like really believe in my power, if I like truly believe in myself, and I don't know, I think it's got to be either you're born with it or through trauma, through some type of like pressure, you learn to make like, dude, being uncomfortable is pretty normal for me. You know what I mean? Like I think I've been blessed to go through this hardship. I think it all to the hardship and all the shit that I've gone through. I can only relate it off of my perspective. Like, I've gotten so much negative feedback. I've been like through like just like trying and like literally trying to love, like trying to like be like the most I could to somebody, or just like stuff like that. And like not getting positive responses, having all this shit. I've been so uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like when I've been trying to have others define my value, trying to be valuable in the eyes of others, it's always let me down. You know what I mean? So like I've been forced to like make myself like be the one who's like the prominent figure in my own life. Like how I view myself, I create that. You know what I mean? So I got to sit right with myself. I got to, you know what I mean? I'm with myself all the time.
Right. You're your best friend.
So I have to wake up, I have to go to sleep and be proud of the decisions I make. If I'm not proud of the decisions I make, then I'm fucking up.
I like how so do you think people are living with knowing that they could be doing something with their lives and they're not taking that leap?
I don't know.
Or doing what they want to do?
I think some people operate off of
or they're not aware of it.
That's what
like
I would
they just
say.
don't, like they're just like, so like their mindset isn't to a point where they're like freaking out about like them pursuing what they want, and it's just like they're settled with the thought of like they're okay with their life.
Some people just are not aware. I'm talking so much about myself today.
This is a great podcast then.
Thanks.
People will know you and me.
Yeah.
We're good people, guys.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. Dang. Oh, right.
The ADHD was kicking in, then it dropped down a little bit. Hey, ooh, right.
Right. Bro, people are operating off of different levels of awareness, different levels of emotion,
Yep.
That's just how naturally people are. I remember when I used to think that people operated off the same level of thought that I did, like, I would get mad at people. I would get upset, like, bro, like, how do you not see this? How are you not aware of this? How are you blah, 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 blah? As you mentioned, we are good people, right?
Yep.
I can't imagine people hurting people or people, like, being jealous of people. I can't imagine that type of stuff, but that type of thought exists in this world. People are like that. People just operate off of different levels of they're just different levels of awareness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what it comes down to. I think we don't understand, like, it's like you're like in a position I was, like, I don't understand how people couldn't see the way I saw the world, or didn't operate the same speed of thought, or like just operated off that level of emotions, a lot of decision making. I couldn't understand that, but people operate off if they don't have the same mind as you, Sean. You know, people just don't have the same mind as you, and that's why you got to give people grace. Some people aren't smart as you. Some people just are as smart as others. Some people are just not. You know, they're just everyone's operating off of different level of awareness. I think
Exactly. Yeah.
and that's what it comes down to. And then at the same time, emotion is also another part of our thought process. So people are not comfortable with being uncomfortable. People are not comfortable with having people, you know what I mean, with like the people that they love, seeing them differently, or you know what I mean, like just all of a sudden, just you know, like. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know what I mean? So,
I do.
yeah.
I do. And hopefully the people that are watching do what you love.
Yeah. See,
That's it.
I've been blessed, bro. Like, my
You're doing what you love.
my father was such a bad person. You know what I mean? So, like, I already had, like, yo, I don't care what he fucking thinks of me. I already had, like, the people, like, how do I put it into, I don't even know how to put it into words.
What's that song? Like, what kills you doesn't make you stronger? Like, by Kelly Clarkson. What
Yeah,
doesn't
that's it
kill
right there.
you? No, but like for real, like going through something where
Bro,
someone's trying to tear you down.
Right. Like when you go like so for me, like my dad was very bad, and if I was just trying to make him happy, like what the fuck would that be, bro? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like you get blessed when some people like when you start to like negate people's ideas. You know, when you feel like you don't well, like what's the worst that could happen? Ah, man, I wish I could put it into flipping words what I'm trying to say right now.
Mm.
God, I'll find it eventually. Maybe who knows, bro? But
Have you talked about that on the podcast before?
no.
Damn.
Yeah, no, never.
Dude, we were talking. This could get deep.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fine. So
I say you just give it, man.
my father was a very angry and aggressive person. Like the earliest memory I have of him is actually him beating my mom in the basement. I remember. I like remember grabbing a belt and running up to him and like hitting him with the belt and telling him like stop hitting mommy, and him pushing me back and go to your room. And then I just like cried and ran upstairs while my mom just continued to get beaten. Like that was just like a kind of like a steady thing. And another thing that they told me, just to give a little bit more context, because I don't want to go into it like that too deep. But when I was 1.5 years old, like our car got shot up. You know what I mean? Like blown out windows. Like
What?
yeah. And then he took off the tints of the car because he was afraid that it was going to get shot up when my mom was driving it with me and stuff. So like my father was in a very bad situation, and he was just like a violent individual. And I used to experience some of that violence. Like I used to see some of that stuff that he was partaking in. And that's one thing. And then another thing is like I had siblings too, and he abused them physically, not like violent, maybe also violent. I wasn't really there all the time because we had different mothers, and he used to live with them, but he would like sexually abuse them. And sometimes like I would like be in that circle too. And so that's like really fucked up. Drinker, used to come at night, tell me like all this crazy thing, like the world is evil. No matter how hard you try, you're never gonna be shit. It's never gonna work for you. The world is evil. Like this shit is not built for you. Like your best friend is gonna have sex with your girlfriend, with your bitch. That's what he would say. Your best friend's gonna fuck your bitch. You know what I mean? Like he used to just like say some wild ass shit. You know, and naturally, that's why I think like I believe in God, because I don't think I could have gotten out of that situation if it wasn't for God. I don't think I'm not, bro. There's so much to it. Like I'm not equipped for that. Like as a young kid, I was so loving, and I would say like hi to everybody I saw. Like as a young kid, like hi, just filled with love. So like with that being said, love was the driving force. So when I would experience this with my father, I'm like, yo, this guy's not right. But if I was built with a different type of mind, I'd be like, just eating this shit up and like fucking like, you know, becoming what he wanted me to become, like this like evil person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And treating my family bad and like actually like looking down on my brothers, because it was really fucked
Yeah,
up.
dude. It's a lot, man.
It's heavy.
I'm like, what the?
It's heavy, bro. So
And I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's legit terrible. And
I
at
wouldn't
being
have
at
it
that,
any other way, man.
but being at that age, like no one should be going through that. But it's a testament to where you are now. Like I said before, you can go down the wrong path. You could have just followed like the way, you know, your father figures, like, you look up to him as a role model, and you like,
Right. Imagine that.
you could have gone down this whole path, but now
Exactly.
you are
Sometimes there's opinions that you don't need to idolize. Sometimes, like the loved ones, when they have this idea of what you should become, you need to let them the fuck down.
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you need to go against what they're telling you, what they think is the best way for you to live your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like what I'm looking at. Like, and that can be anything. Not obviously, and not as extreme and as obvious as the scenario that I went through. Maybe they're like, want you to be a doctor. And on the front of it, that sounds good. You might have to like fucking decipher if that's really truly what's meant for you.
Yeah.
But the premise is still there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you can't let their opinion about how to operate your life be the prominent voice in how you run your life.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and it's just like, for you to go through that, I just I can't comprehend how, you know, you're so strong as a person now. It's
I
like,
don't give
it's,
it to credit to me. It's not nothing to me, bro. I'm telling you, because there's no way I could have navigated this if it wasn't for like a higher power. Like I'm telling you, when I experienced some of the violence, I literally lost my foundation. I didn't have a grasp of reality at that point. Like there was no more reality. At a young age, I was already like clocked out. Like I'm done. Like I don't know anything. What do I know? I don't know anything. I used to love the fuck out of my father, you know? And then all of a sudden, like I see some crazy shit. And now, bro, like I was gone. I was done. I was gone. I was done. And I think God came in. He saved me. Like he was just like, I'm taking over. I got you from this point on. And then it just things just.
that's powerful.
Yeah, but I'm
That's
not.
very
I'm not.
powerful.
But I'm not saying that my life was fucking peachy clean after that. Like it was not like everything. Like you know what I mean. I still
Like
had
all
lot of-
happy. Yeah.
yeah, I
No,
still had
know.
a lot of letdowns too. You know what I mean? But it's just God took the reign. God took it.
Do you think when you started to grow up, did you feel the effects of like what happened earlier in your childhood later? Because you like could like
Yes.
you were at an age where you could grasp like what actually happened at that age.
Yeah.
Like when you're at that age, like it's hard to like
It's a good question.
fully know. But did you like
Yeah.
were you like hitting rock bottom in like high school, middle school? Because you were like, this happened,
Right.
and it's
Right.
like the trauma was built in at such an early age where like you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I
Did
fucking
that-
respect the fuck out of that. That was a great question. And you mentioned something earlier too, how like it took you years to understand and process. And I was just thinking that, bro, like that's people don't understand that. Like for me, yes, 100%. To
Yeah.
answer your question, on the first front of it, yes, it did take time. It took quite a bit of time, and it happened in layers, and I wasn't aware of it. My behavior was spiraling, and I wasn't fully because I blacked out so much shit, and I was just. My body was operating off a different way. My mind was working off like a different way. My speech was just working off a different way. I wasn't really fully there. And it would happen in like, it just stages. Like, I think what happened is like, it really started to take its course when I went from elementary school to middle school, because now I changed my environment. And
Yep.
based off of the school system, a lot of my friends didn't go to the same middle school I went through. So I lost people. So I'm just like, so now I'm like in this trauma of like losing. And that's when I like my grades started to slip. I was like a straight A student in fucking elementary school, whatever the fuck that
Hey,
counts.
that's still good. That's still good.
I was in honors math in sixth grade, and I had a .06 GP, like a .06 in the class, and I got kicked out of honors. Like all my grades went down when I went from elementary school to middle school. Like a flash. I became a great student to an awful student. And I remember I went to therapy for this later on, and like she was like, no one noticed this. Like no teacher, nobody like said anything about how like a kid can go from like this to that, and like no one even fucking like confronted it. And that's like another letdown too. But anyways, like, so that's how it started to happen. And I started to like kind of spiral. And then I was like, I need to make new friends again. I need to like, cause like before I had solidified myself. And I think it was like this people pleasing and all this other shit. But then I wasn't aware of it for years and years and years and years and years and years. And I was just really spiraling. And dude, I'm telling you, I thank God. And I believe he had a fart in all of this. It almost sounded like I said fart. But anyways, he had a fart in all. Okay, anyway. So I think because I don't like everything that I experience feels like a dream. You know what I mean? It feels like it's like really down in my mind. But I think, and I like my father used to have me smoke some weed when I was a kid. And I would notice when I would smoke weed, I would kind of like get a lot of anxiety, and like it would bring me back to this dark place. And I know anxiety is pretty normal when you're smoking weed.
Right.
But it would be like kind of like this exposure type of thing. Like I'm getting back into this mindset. It's kind of like flushing things out. And I would like, so it's like through constant smoking weed and exposing. Cause like there's man, I'm going on such a tangent. I want to paint a picture for people. Sometimes people will like drink a Red Bull before they study, and then they'll drink a Red Bull right before their test because it kind of gets them in a similar state to when they were, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So when I would smoke weed, it would kind of bring me back a little bit, And I would feel like this fear of death, and I would feel like this fucking like all this type of shit, not understanding why. And then more memories would start to kind of pop up. And then I was like kind of like through that. And it wasn't until like maybe even like a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, a little bit more, where or when I started to really fully grasp it. And then I was still battling all this stuff. Like I still didn't even truly know if it was real. And recently I met up with my siblings after not seeing them for like 20 years.
Wow.
And I asked them like, what happened? And they kind of gave me confirmation. And then that was just like, I'm not crazy. Like I actually did experience all this shit.
That's wild.
And I met up with them this year. You know what I mean? So if I didn't have that, I'd probably still have a little bit of a, you know what I mean?
Uncertainty.
A little bit of uncertainty. But now I have that confirmation like I was, you know what I mean? So
Damn.
like, that's why I also feel like I'm blessed, bro. Like how all these fundamentals are happening for me to be
That's wild, dude.
healing a little bit.
And that goes to show for people, like, it can take time to heal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and to, like, fully just, like, you know, I don't even know how to put it into words. Like,
Dude, I don't know how could you.
some people, like, are like, oh, you think you're, like, I don't think you can ever get over, like, some trauma.
I agree.
It's just how you handle the trauma and how
Yeah.
you cope with it.
Right.
Like, it's always going to be there.
True.
You know, like, your childhood will always be there. But how you cope with it and how you deal with it is going to make you the person right now and in the future.
Right.
And it's how you deal with it, I
Right.
think.
No, 100%. I agree. That's why I'm a dreamer, and I just get after it.
Hell yeah. It's rare for people to, like, make a comeback story like that.
It's not necessarily a comeback just yet. You
The
know what I mean?
process.
Like, I mean, yeah.
I mean, you're doing it, though.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
I'm happy. I still want to build more, but
Yes,
I
sir.
definitely have some, like, trauma things, too. Like, I want to, like, help people. I don't know if that's, like, a fucking... Like, I really, really, really want to help people. And I don't know if that's, like the world will tell you, like, bro, like, you got to focus on yourself. You know what I mean? You can't just be living off... Look at that. I really want to help people.
I can see that.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
So I don't
I
think
can
I've
see you
helped
being a
enough.
motivational speaker, like, going around the country.
Maybe. People would be like, yo, you're too young.
No, you got a strong story, bro. You got a strong story.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. But I don't have the answers, man.
And it's okay not to. Like, that's why I was like, I need to know this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's just take a deep breath.
Yeah. I always get nervous, bro. I feel like I'm back in it. Cause like, bro, you always like that's why I like this. That's another reason why I created this podcast. Because for me, like, I was so scared to tell people. Like there was reasons why I became more suppressed. It became more suppressed because I was so scared to tell people about the shit that happened, because I was scared for my life. So it was like out of sight, out of mind. And like also like my image of my father, like I still wanted to, like, I don't want to accept that. You know what I mean? Like I still wanted to, like, to love my dad. I still wanted to like, you know, have this love. Bro, like when you, what the fuck was I saying? What the fuck was I saying, man? I'm just kidding.
You got a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, dude, I don't even know. Just sharing your story. I don't even know. I wanted to go into like sharing your story. What was the segue into it? They say a lot of people, when you experience some wild trauma, you become very forgetful, like very quickly.
Oh, yeah. Because you want to forget.
Not just that, just like yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, like trying to like not remember the past.
I always wanted to like just like to speak up on it. Like, why did I want to talk about speaking up on it? Creating this podcast, just speaking up. I don't know.
To know, like, to let people know that it's okay to go through stuff like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
A lot of people, everyone has shit
Oh,
going on.
I remember what it was.
Everyone has shit.
I was scared to tell people because I felt like when I tell people, they don't want anything to do with me.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like, because like, and that's kind of like, there's some like a little bit of validity behind that.
Mhm.
Like sometimes, like there's been times I told people my story, and they're not even able to hear it. Imagine going through it, you know. But like people will look at you differently, and they'll be like, "Yo, this guy is cut from the wrong cloth. This guy is.
Damn.
I'm scared of this guy. Like, look at his background. He's probably just like that. He's probably someone who's gonna hurt people. Like that's where he comes from, you know. So
And it's not right for people to...
that's how people operate, though.
I don't get it.
That's
I
how
don't.
people operate.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to create a platform. People can speak up on their story, you know what I mean, and just hopefully get a positive response. But I don't know. There's a lot to it. We gotta sometimes we gotta put faith in the world,
Live day by day.
you know.
Yep.
Whatever.
Amen. I agree.
But at the end of the day, though, I'm not like looking at anybody to validate anything that I've gone through. Like, I gotta validate what I do each and every single day. I gotta live with myself. I gotta wake up and decide who is Tyler gonna be, and am I proud of? Am I happy what this guy's doing? Am I proud of his decisions? Is he making loving decisions?
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
100%.
that's all about me, bro.
Yeah.
That sounds so terrible.
No, it's you gotta protect yourself first,
Yeah.
and then once you can spread the love,
Yeah.
and the love will come to you because you just have so much respect for yourself.
Yeah. I just opened up quite a bit, Sean.
I know,
Why the fuck?
I know, dude. I
Jesus.
that's what it's for though, so people can like we were talking, like some people just post all the good on social media. Like, and like the people portray their lives like they're great, but I know some people behind those posts are depressed and not happy.
Yes.
And it's good you have to be authentic because we're in a world where there's so much emotion, and it's like if you're presented all happy, we all know that's a lie.
Yes.
It's a lie.
Yes.
And to show people a vulnerable side of you
Yep.
can maybe open up other people
That's what I'm hoping.
and change their like thought process of like,
Right.
I have to always act like
Right.
it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to talk about like your like I used to be in that mindset. Like I never like talking about my story because I didn't want it to be on me. I didn't want to be a pity fest.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm so sorry for you, Sean. Like I don't want that.
Right.
I don't want people to know me as like the person like that did this all, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I hate pity, and I hate like
Right.
people feeling for me. Like I can be
Right.
a great person without, like, yeah, I got a sad story, but like
Right.
I can still be that person
Right.
without, tying them together. Yeah, I mean they are tied together, but
Right.
you know what I mean?
A lot of people have ego. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they want to see themselves as very like they don't want to like think that somebody is more capable than them. You know what I mean? So like at the forefront of it, like when people are giving you like pity, for instance, if any ever, you know what I'm saying? You're like, bro, like I went through this. I'm actually probably stronger than you. Quote unquote, like you never know. Like I'm
Right.
I'm doing like, you don't
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
bro, what do you get? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I should be giving you know what I mean? You haven't gone through shit like, or like whatever, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that type of concept to begin with, like people would be like, their ego, sometimes people's egos don't want them to accept the fact that sometimes maybe people do know more than them. People have felt more than them. People are probably stronger than them. We all want to be leaders, but the fact, like at the same time, like, so you gotta sometimes subtract your ego a little bit. And you gotta be like, yo, this guy can probably navigate the storm a little bit better than I can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's definitely another thing that people need to grasp, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But damn, dude, you're coming on my show and I'm fucking talking. You're supposed to be the one going on a fucking, like, come on.
I'm in the process of making my character.
But it's actually good, bro, because at the same, you're a wise kid, bro. Not kid, you're man. You know,
It's funny. I was in the Farmington Woods getting the condo docs for my client, and the condo the association, like, the head was like, oh, you were the kid I was talking to over the phone. And she was like, man, like, she didn't mean to say kid. She was like, man, and I'm like, mind you, I'm doing like deal after deal here. I'm like, you should, like, come on. But yeah,
100%, bro.
Yeah.
They say like the one who's speaking, like you can't learn if you're like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like you I'm glad that you also are being a sponge and that you're learning and you're listening. I'm not saying just for me, but I'm just saying as in your character. You know what I mean? If you're talking, how are you, like, that? The one who's talking the least is the one who's probably learning the most. So when you're like in conversations as you're going through this journey and you're getting in these rooms with people, you know what I mean? Just kind of listening and absorbing.
learning. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the wisest. You're gonna be absorbing all that shit.
And I love it too. Like learning, like hearing people's stories.
Yeah.
Everyone has like a different path, and it's cool. Different perspectives, like, and it's just like to learn and see how people operate. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Connections.
Absolutely.
It's
I always
amazing.
feel weird, bro. I fucking.
Why?
Ugh, Jesus.
What, dude? No, people need to know you for you.
I don't know if they need to though.
They do.
I don't know.
They
if it's
do.
necessary.
No, they do. They do. And I'm glad they if they watch this, they know who you are and where you come from.
You never know. I could
'Cause it's
surprise them.
No, bro, because it's important, because like I said this once and I'll say it again, you went through so much, and for where you are in your mindset, and people who like people will look at you differently now because like, damn, like how can he be so like energized, a good person, happy with all that stuff? It will inspire people, Tyler. I'm serious. It inspires me.
What is it?
Like your energy, like it's so hard to go through something like that and carry yourself to a standard of a good person, a person that works hard and has good energy and treats other people with respect. And for you to do that, I commend you.
I appreciate you, man.
Like, for real. Like, you got it. Like, you got to hear it, and you got to give yourself credit, because it's not easy. And, like, you know, what you went through is not normal.
Right.
So give yourself credit for the person you become.
Right.
Because then again, it's on you.
Yes.
You created yourself. No one else did.
Right. But I'm still learning.
Everyone learns.
You know
Everyone learns.
right? Like,
But seriously,
I've gone through some stuff, but I think that there's a lot of value in everyone else's life too. Like, there's nothing. My life is interesting. It's there's still a lot more to learn from everyone else though.
right.
It's not like I have the fucking answers just because I went through some shit.
Well, when I first met you, I would never even think that you went through that because of how energized you were.
Thanks, man.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't view you any differently. I just commend you even more.
Appreciate that.
And the respect goes from Ari up here to up here.
I appreciate you, brother.
For real.
That's why we need some loving individuals in this world. You know what I mean?
I know.
True understanding.
Yeah.
I'm ready just to keep on grinding. That's where I found my peace. In my works.
Yeah.
That's where I found my peace.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Fuck, I feel weird, bro.
Why? Dude, this was great.
Yeah.
This was good.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
You better post this. I don't cut out the clip of you.
I will.
Yeah, this was good.
No, I actually
Yeah.
thought this was like a fantastic show. Real
Yeah.
stuff, start to finish entirely.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like the viewers might want to know a little bit more about Sean. You know what I mean? I think that's what people are going to want to know. So I'm ready to see what those comments have below, because I want to have a part 2. I want to have a part 2, get you on the show, talk about just anything. It doesn't even need to be about like the backstory. It could be about
Just life.
you know what you're going through in real estate, how you're overcoming, what you're succeeding, how the market is, whatever's on the mind, what we can help learn and educate some people on. You know what I mean? It could be
more like real estate.
it could be absolutely anything. Give us like a little bit of a rundown of the market or how things are shifting. What are these numbers looking like? What is the best way to infiltrate, to get started, to, you know, get in whatever which way. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, I don't think I presented well of like the story of like the ins and outs of every day of real estate, but the basic is you just have to work hard, and I've been working hard, and yeah, it might come off cocky, but no, I worked my ass off to get to that, you know, top agent of August.
Yeah.
So if you just work hard, you can do anything, you know.
That's absolutely right.
And the story I presented in the beginning is my drive to do well for my family, my friends, my loved ones, everyone. They drive me every day to be the person I am, also with myself. But yeah,
That's what's up.
still learning though.
This is the man right
Still
here.
learning.
Mr. Sean Richard, be on
Yeah.
the lookout. This guy's, man, I love you, Sean.
I love you too, bro.
Truly.
Seriously, yeah.
Perfect.
This was great. This made me like happy.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Ah, sick.
because it was like it was interactive. Like I know podcasts are usually like hosts ask all the questions, but like I love it when you just get in a dialogue with the host. You know,
Yeah.
Like, I like those podcasts because yeah, it's great to hear all about me, but like you want to hear about the host because the host is the host. You know?
I was thinking it'd be weird.
Nah, I like that dialogue.
You think
I
so?
I love it. I love it. I know some people just like, you know, want to watch like the guests and like hear about like how they do it, how they like. Yeah, sorry you didn't get that fully, but I love the dialogue
Yeah.
because like I have a perspective podcast, and you do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like I'm always curious about what the others think. So I loved it.
I love
I
that
hope
too.
I hope the people that watch it love it too.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Tyler.
so I think that's a wrap on the show today, guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Tell us what your favorite part was. Let us know some questions you guys want Sean to answer, whatever it may be. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.